Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. So we're going to make a few more components in this one. So we made our icon component, which is here. What we can do is remove that from here. And let's go ahead and create a button component, which should be hopefully relatively quick and easy. So button, add that to Git. Now, within React Native, we do have default buttons, and we should go ahead and explore that real quick. So React Native documentation, let's go ahead and have a look at that. So if we look at this one's the intro, let's go to components, and here we've got button like that. So very basic, it'll show button, and however the design is based on the system. So this is Android, the button looks like that, looks good, clean. Now if you look at iOS, once this loads, great, I can't see that, but we've got an app, so let's go ahead and do that ourselves. Let's just type button like that, and then import it from React Native, double check some parameters it needs. What was it? Title, and I believe in on press. So title equals hello, on press is null. So here we go. As you can see, this button, that's what it looks like, and you can't really customize it except with the color. So what we're going to do in our button is use a new component they brought out, which is called pressable. Previously you would use touchable opacity or touchable without feedback if you wanted to customize your own styles, but they brought out pressable, which is quite good as well, which allows you to do short presses and long presses and kind of do on press in, on press out. So let's go ahead and real quick do that. I've got an error for whatever reason. Okay, yeah, that was the previous error, no worries. Create a button component. So inside of here, we're going to go ahead and import React again, just like that. And we're going to import the components we need. So import text, style sheet, and pressable from React Native. And let's create our functional component. So button equals here like that, and then export default button. So in here, let's go ahead and return our pressable component like that, and let's add a text to it. So our text will say press me. Yep. So let's go back to app.js and let's import button from ./component/button like that. Let's remove the previous import we did, and let's bring button in here. So at the moment we don't have any props, but let's go ahead and load that, and we've got press me. I can't actually press it on there. So here I'm pressing it, it's not doing anything, and that's because we haven't really customized it. So let's get to customization before we do anything else. So let's go ahead and make our style sheet. Let's put that back. Const styles equals style sheet dot create. Right, and then just gonna drink some water. So here we have we're gonna create our button style. This will be our main style for the pressable. So inside of here we want to justify our content to center. We want to align our items by center as well. So that'll put everything to the center of the button, just like we designed in Adobe. And the width, I believe, was about 280. The height was 50. We can double check all of these in here. So that's the wrong one. Default width 280, height 50. So as you can see, we're kind of just translating everything to code. That's why it's important to kind of design it to begin with. Border radius was 20. Now we're going to add a shadow. So shadow color, we'll say is 000, so black. And our shadow offset, we'll say the width is 0, the height is 3, and our shadow opacity, so how dark the black will be, 0.23, so 23% darkness, and give it a shadow radius of about 2.62. You're probably wondering, where am I pulling these numbers from? So elevation 4. So where I'm getting these numbers from is, in reality, I just did React Navigation, not React Navigation, React Native Shadows. Let's see, here we go, shadow generator. You can do it yourself, but I like this because it kind of shows you how it's going to look on Android and iOS. So you can play around with that, and then you can play around with these variables. So you literally just copy and just paste it here. But I've already got it on my other screen, so we can just go through that. And that is everything for our pressable. Now, one thing we also want to do is actually provide a background color, and in this case it will be our primary color here, like that. Go ahead and save that, and then let's assign it all to here, so styles.btn, like that. Nice. And let's real quick, so we can have a look at that. As you can see, it's coming along. It's looking quite similar to our details here. There's probably a few things, so let's have a look at the shadow 036. Yep. So now what we want to do is change the text color. So let's go ahead and create txt and put font size 18, color #FFF, and font weight of 600, no 6000. So once you save that, that'll load up like that. Alright, it's not going to load up because I need to assign it here. So we do style equals styles.txt, and now it should, yep, there we go. Press me. Now when we actually press this, it's not doing that like a nice, it's not really indicating that's being pressed. So a way we can do that is, let's remove the background color off of here, and inside of our component, let's create a const variable. So do bg, so for background, and set bg color. No, let's just call this set bg equals react.useState. Now useState is a state variable which is within this component that allows us to have a variable called bg and a set method called setBG. So to set the data of bg, we'll use setBG, and it'll store our data inside of that variable. Now by default, we'll make that bg color. So now the reason we're doing bg color is we've got to bring in some parameters in here. So let's go ahead and bring in parameters we'll need. So text, we'll need that to define the text. We'll need the onPress to define what the onPress will do. we need a BG color and BG color press, so what happens after you press it, and a style if needed. So now here by default is BG color. So what we're going to do is go down to the bottom and we're going to give it some default props. So button dot default props equals text is just going to say button. On press is just going to be null, so do nothing. BG color is going to be our default color, and the BG color press is going to be similar to default color but slightly lighter, so it kind of gives off that effect of being pressed. So once we've done that, let's go ahead and create a function here, an arrow function, and we'll call this button press equals to arrow function. And here we want to go ahead and do a few quick things. Actually, we don't need to do this, to be honest. We can just go into our pressable here and put on press is going to be equal to the on press that was provided. And now there's a variable called on press in, a parameter, sorry. We can go ahead and do that, and inside of here, let's do an arrow function, and what we'll do is set the BG color, or set the BG to our BG color press, and then we'll do an on press out. So as they press out of it, we'll set the B background color to our normal background color that was specified through the default props. So if we save this and open that up, so we got press me, let's see, right, so right now press me is just empty with a shadow. One more thing we need to do is in our styles, go ahead and grab that, and we do create another object, do dot dot dot. This is our spread operator, by the way. I think I forgot to explain that in the previous video. So spread operator basically takes everything out of an object or an array and puts it as its raw values, and then we can put it inside of another object or array if needed. So once it's in here, we do dot 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 style, which is the one we provide in, and we also do styles dot button and then comma. We'll go ahead and say our background color is our BG, just like that. Let's see, why is it throwing styles dot button? Right, because I don't have my ellipse operator here. There we go. Spread operator, sorry, not ellipse. So if we go ahead and save that and rerun, let's see, still getting nothing. Let's reload that. Now as you can see, it's our press me button. Once I click it, you can see it's getting a bit lighter, just to indicate it's been touched, been pressed. So now let's add our other parameter, so like text. Go ahead and do that, and when we save that, it's now saying button. So that is our button component. That is pretty much a lot of it. So we can provide our text here. Text equals click, well, in reality press me, and we can say on press equals console.log pressed. Once we save that, now it says press me, we click it, and hey, console.login. So that's our button component. In the next video, we'll create another component. Thanks, guys.